Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be extending a picture in our art journal using some collage tissues. So today I'm working in my large craft journal from Dina Wakeley, and I am going in with a little bit of gesso to begin with. So the reason I'm doing this is I knew I wanted to glue down a collage tissue, and this collage tissue has a little bit of colour in it. So I wanted to make sure that colour would pop on the page. So this is the little strip of the image I'm going to be using today. So I'm putting my gel medium down the bottom and over the top. So this collage tissue, there's 4 images on it, and they're bookmark shaped like this. I think it's called Strength in Numbers by Natalie May, and I'll put the information in the description box below. And they're beautiful, strong images, but they're half images. So for those of you who've been watching my journal and the evolution of particularly this journal, because I've got lots and lots of figures in this journal, I have been practicing with doing lots of figures. If it's a half face, trying to finish it off and just practicing as much as I can. So I'm using the guidelines of what is there on the page. Some of those hairlines, you can see me drawing in those lines first, extending where I think the head should go up to, extending out where the shoulders should be. Basically using the image that I have there, or what I've got of this image, to extend the picture. I've done it really lightly in pencil to begin with, and then I'm going to go in and paint it in. So this is sort of what I mean by extending the picture, and it's something when I first started art journaling, travel journaling a long time ago, it's something I would do while I was sitting on the train. I would get little bits of brochures, pieces out of art gallery brochures, postcards, and I would stick them into my journal. And then I would just take a ruler and a pencil and extend the image out. And my challenge to myself when I was doing that wasn't necessarily to make a picture like I've done here of the face, but to try and match the colours. So I had a little bit of a limited colour palette, so it'd be for me to challenge myself mixing colours, which I found a great thing to do. So this has sort of always been something I've enjoyed doing, and it was nice to sort of come back to the challenge again. And the reason I've chosen the colours that I have is because, particularly in the hair has that green tone to it with the printing, so I knew I was going to go with green hair. I think when I did the hair on this, I didn't quite put it up far enough. I didn't extend her face out as well, so she's got a very narrow face, but she does give me very much Morticia Adam vibes, I have to say. Not necessarily that Morticia would have the pink top and the green hair, but I think it's just the face that's pulling that for me. So I'm going in now over the top with scribbly lines using my Stabilo Woody pencils. These are a water reactive pencil. They're the same as the Stabilo All pencils, just obviously a bit chunkier and in different colours. But I'm trying to match up the colours that I've got. So while it looks a bit pointless in the close-up, and certainly when I sort of see it in real life, I can see the texture that I've put over the top, so I can see those little scribbly lines and the shading and so on, and there's a slight shift between the colours, so you get this variety of colours as you're going through. Now going in with my Stabilo All pencil and adding a little bit more line work, a little bit more shading and outlining a few different bits and pieces, and trying to blend this, I suppose, into the page as much as possible, so it hides the fact that it was actually a strip of paper to begin with, but now it's actually in a complete image. And I suppose that's the challenge that I was setting myself, that it would blend in enough that someone could sort of look at it and go, oh, you know, that's a figure, rather than, oh, that's half a figure and something's not quite right here. So once I've gone in with the outlines, now I'm just going in a little bit and shading with the pencil, doing a few scribbly little lines, again to add detail and texture to the page. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. I find working with my Stabilo All pencil that I've been smudging it more with my fingers, or blending it more with my fingers now. I'll try that again. I'm smudging it more with my fingers than I have been using water like I used to use. So I found that a sort of a bit of an interesting take on how I did it. The reason I'm sort of sitting here going, what next, is it was looking very white to me. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with this. The background was bugging me somewhat, even though possibly in retrospect I could have left it as is. I was sort of sitting here fiddling, adding, cheeks and adding lip colour and so on to this lady, because I'm thinking the background's bothering me, I don't know what to do. So I decided just to stencil in something in the background. I have no idea why I chose yellow, because it's not a colour I particularly like. It is what it is. It did stand out against what I was doing. I suppose it stands up against the lime green hair and the pink, but it was an odd choice, I have to say. However, it now looks like she's standing in a wallpapered room. I did choose that stencil deliberately, though, or one similar to that, because it has that variety of sizes of crosses in the background. So if I was doing a bit of stenciling like this, I probably wouldn't have used something very geometric on it. It would be something that had lots of variety or different sizes in it, a bit like how I do my mic making as well. I was still looking at it going, yep, that's great, you've got an image in your page, but it needs something. So I'm currently looking up on my phone a quote or something that I could write in my page. The other thing going through my head was, it's great to have a quote, but where are you going to write it? So I did come up with something, and I decided that I'd write it in her neckline, partly because it's the centre of the page, partly because it was a nice white space to write, but it kind of embodied, I suppose, the part of the quote that I was writing to. So this quote is from a song from Zootopia, that's sung at the end of the movie. My daughters have been watching it recently, but I just really like the lyrics. I won't give up, I won't give in until I reach the end, and then I'll start again. Because that's how I feel about a lot of things in life, but particularly sort of when I'm approaching artwork. I really, I'll just keep going with it, and when I reach the end, that's great, but I'll do it again next time, or if it doesn't work, that's fine, but I'll do it again. So I don't give up on it, which I really like. I am going in with a white pen. I was having white pen issues. My usual Posca paint pen had run out of ink, so I was trying my white gel pen, which was working okay, but the Stabilo Woody is quite waxy, or creamy, I suppose, and it was struggling against writing over the top of that, particularly sort of in the centre of the flower where I'd sort of scribbled over. So I decided, usually I would put a drop shadow around everything. I decided I wouldn't actually put it around the bits in her neck because it was so white from there, but I am putting over where the colour is and where there's a bit of change in colour, just to help push it out from the background. So that's my completed page. So here you can see the close-up, and obviously you can see where the image starts from, where I've cut it out, and how I've blended it into the page. You can see the line work, the shading from the Stabilo oil pencil, and you can see some of the change in colour from that, the Stabilo Woody there as well. So that's how I extend images and why I extend images. Please check out the description box below to find the link to Natalie's, where I got the papers from. And I'd love to see if you have done something similar, or if you've extended an image in your journal as well. Until next time, bye for now.